Another episode of Ask the Zamboni Experts. I'm your host, Marty Elliott. Our guest today is Dave Fauser, Vice President of CIMCO Refrigeration, and Brad Wilkins, the U.S. Business Development Representative for CIMCO, I believe. Is that correct, Brad?
Close. Yep.
Close.
U.S. Recreation Projects team lead, but yeah, a lot of my role is business development, Marty. That's true.
Fantastic. Well, folks, today we're going to talk about the topic of IRMA and Innovation Day. And I believe I'm not mistaken, Dave. I'm going to bring you in now. Dave, this started 2013. Would that be fair to say?
It did, Marty, and thank you. I'm so happy to be here, by the way. We started innovation back in 2013. We had a lot of innovative new products that came out that year, and we were just trying to reach the market in a different way. And this has transformed over the years. It was a small group. It was about 60 people. It was a great time. It was actually when Alexas were first came out. So we gave everybody an Alexa, those little pucks. And,
Yep.
People didn't even know what they were. They were so new at that time.
Sure.
And it really sort of took off a couple of years ago when we were in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and we opened it up to everybody. And that's when Zamboni was there, and Jet Ice and Athletica and a lot of other companies as well too. Halifax was way more successful than we thought it was going to be. We went out to Edmonton last year, and next year we're in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, for the first time in the U.S.
Yes,
we'll
nice.
be going out to we'll be going to that side of the border. So I'm pretty excited about it. I mean, Philadelphia, very old city, lots of history. I mean, any Rocky fans out there, you can run up the steps, the Liberty Bell. It was the first capital of the United States. You know, the first zoo, the first hospital was from Philadelphia. So now we're gonna have our first innovation there as well too. Real sports city as well. We're right in the heart of it. So I think this is going to be, we said, how are we going to beat Edmonton? And we're going to beat Edmonton. Like it's pretty fantastic, actually.
Yeah, and you speak of last year's event in Edmonton, and I have to say, a lot of people are going, how do you top this? And I'm sure people that are attending in Philadelphia and the folks that are thinking about it, and if you're thinking about it, last year's event in November was top class. I mean, there's a lot of testimonials of attendees at that event that have spoken, and we'll touch base on that in a bit. But maybe you can talk a little bit more about the venue and what people can expect and what topics we're going to be covering off in Philadelphia in the fall of 2025.
Yeah, absolutely, Marty. I mean, I think one of the huge strengths of what we've put together is the IRMA Association and having the four companies together and being able to pull globally experts in the topic of ice rink and all the pertinent support items that go with it. And we're staying to our main core, which is innovation is not a sales conference. It's not there to pitch products to you. I think that what we've been seeing with a lot of other types of these events is you pay for a speaking spot. You can't pay for a speaking spot innovation. So it's content first, and we're heavily focused on educating the crowd as opposed to selling to the crowd, which is key, and we've been able to maintain that. What's different in Philadelphia? Sorry, go ahead, Marty.
No, yeah, and the feedback that I got from the attendees last year, that was the first thing that most people were saying to me, that you guys weren't trying to sell us anything. You're sharing information, which the feedback that I was receiving from people were immensely surprised that it was kind of, okay, we're going to get information, or we're going to be showing new stuff and, more of a sales aspect. But the feedback that I was receiving was the innovation aspect, which leads into the title of the event, Innovation Day. So let's talk about a little bit about what the attendees said last year. Maybe, Brad, you can jump in here and share some of your customers, what they were saying that might have attended last year, and speak to what they were talking about.
Yeah, Marty, a couple of people I talked to, Doug LaPointe was one of them. He felt it was fantastic to network, not only get educated by the information, but also network with people that are in the same role in other cities, in other provinces, and other states. And he thought it was really impactful to be able to share stories and learn from other people and bring that back to the community as well. Another gentleman, Justin Fiddler, said it was really good to get key information from suppliers up there, a different aspect on how their products and information was going to be able to help them in their municipality as well. But overall, Marty, the feedback that we got was fantastic, and really looking forward to Philadelphia and seeing what we're doing next.
Yeah, and that just curtails on what I'm talking about as well, Brad. How about yourself, Dave? Anyone speak to you about the events, specifically last year and possibly attending this year?
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of positive feedback that I had heard, and I think, Marty, with you saying that people were telling you that it was they left there with more information and they felt more educated, and that's exactly what we were trying to accomplish. And I think that one of the things I'm super excited about this year is that in Philadelphia, we've rented the entire floor of the hotel, and we've got 7 different meeting rooms, and we're going to be even more focused on what you want to learn. So we're going to have multiple presentations going on at one time, and you can pick and choose which one is best for you. We're going to have some main presentations, but also a lot of flexibility for you to get in, and then also have an opportunity to connect with those speakers afterwards, to get more information and more details, because that's what we heard from the people. It's like, we really like the breakout sessions, we really like the learning sessions, we really like the educational part of it. And so then, like, every year, how do we do more of those things? And then we're doing more of those things, right? So that's the big focus. So overall, I've heard really good things from it, and
Nice.
and I met a lot of new friends. A lot of new friends on Facebook and right now, and so it's excited.
Dave, that is a great thing that you're talking about right now. Let's talk just a bit about that. I know it's something I'm going to bring in here, kind of ad lib, making new friends. And Dave, Brad, and the other people in behind the scenes here have been in this industry a long time. Like, isn't it interesting? I mean, the network of people over the years that we have made. And I found that was another thing that people were saying last year about the people they had never met through social media platforms, maybe be friends with them, but have never met them face to face. And they finally met face to face last year. And they're just like, that was really a kindred spirit, if you will, that they experienced out in Edmonton last year, and hopefully that'll take place this coming year in Philadelphia. So, folks, let's talk, Brad, Dave. What's going to be different about this year compared to last year? What are the topics that the possible that could be discussed this coming season, and what the people that are looking at attending, what they could expect?
Well, absolutely, yeah. So, I mean, the topics are going to be on everything related to their jobs. That's going to make things easier, and we're pretty open in regards to organizations, political organizations, as well as environmental organizations, technical organizations, consultants, so we're very open in regards to even end users themselves, sharing stories in regards to pushing the things forward. The event itself, like, for those who don't know Philadelphia, all of their sports venues are in one spot, right?
Yeah.
So there's
Right by the
a
airport.
hotel there, right by the airport, and there's a hotel called Live there, and Live does have a casino there, which is a little bit exciting, but they also have a huge place where they do concerts, etc. And that's what we rented. And so when you're there, you are like, everyone knows these Philadelphia sports fans, like, you are there, and if there's an off chance that maybe the Phillies make the World Series, we could be right beside the World Series. As a matter of fact, some of you may be able to see from your hotel room the World Series. So it's possible. It's possible that we could be there, right? Philadelphia Eagles just won the Super Bowl. The stadium's right there, right? And of course, the Flyers organization that we've partnered with, we're going to get an in-depth tour of their building, and what a fantastic building! It's incredible, right?
Yeah, Jay Freeman's done an amazing job there.
Amazing
At
job.
this facility. Yeah.
So the other thing that we're doing that's different, Marty, as well too, is the next, like, day 2, we're going to the Flyers practice facility in Voorhees, New Jersey, and they've just done a lot of renovation there, and we're going to have hands-on I'm going to say training or instruction from Zamboni, Athletica, CIMCO, Jet Ice, among others. So again, you're going to get some theory, you're going to get some hands-on, and then you're going to get a chance to network and see, like, the full life of these some of these NHL guys and the types of buildings they get to hang out in. So anyways, Flyers organization is top-notch, first class. Like, they are so excited to have us. they're so excited to have us. Like when we went down there, they're like going the extra mile to make sure that we can really connect with these municipalities and private rinks across North America, and they really want to show off what they've done. So that to me is like, I'm getting goosebumps right now just thinking about how awesome that organization is, and I just how excited I am to get there with all the people from the industry.
Yeah, yeah. And see, speaking of innovation and initiatives as far as the efficiencies, both the NHL stadium facility and the practice facility, they took the initiative, and they have Zamboni electric lithium-ion 552s at their facilities. So for people that are looking at coming to Innovation Day 2025, which, by the way, is being held October 16th to 17th, down in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, they'll have an opportunity to see our new lithium-ion 552 machines at those facilities. That's great stuff. How about yourself, Brad? Anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, well, you mentioned Jay Freedom is doing a great job at the practice rink. I just want to touch on a little bit more about what they did there over the past couple of years. So being a bit of a practice rink venue, you have to have ice for your NHL team at all times. So we had to replace 2 floors in consecutive years because they had to have ice for the team, and and it was a real challenging job for them. So I think Jay went through an experience that he'd be willing to share with a lot of people that may be in a situation where they are upgrading their ice sheet, they are upgrading their ice plant, and the key decisions that they had to make for their venue. Especially on the CO2 side, they selected a CO2 ice plant because they didn't want to be put in a situation where they were forced to upgrade their plant because of a refrigeration phase out and stuff like that. Right. It's a real challenging thing for a building to be down the way they are. So there's a lot of things that went into it, Marty. And I think when the guys get to site, there's going to be a lot of information for them to witness and get from Jay and his team. So.
Nice. So, guys, what do you and who do you actually feel would benefit from being at the Innovation Day based on past experience, based on what feedback we've received? Who do you think should be attending this event?
Well, people that work in the ice rink industry with an open mind. I think it could be somebody from the lowest level who's got a year of experience to somebody who's got 50 years of experience. I think they're all going to benefit if they have a growth mindset and they're looking to meet likewise individuals. So you are going to meet that for sure at this event. Yeah. Right.
Let me say something really quickly with regards to the audience participation. Going back to what you were saying earlier too, David, we got to make sure that, the new people coming into the industry, it's very important that they should be jumping in on this as well. Because again, we're starting to see a lot of people retire out of this. And with this new younger generation coming in, they seem to be grasping more at the innovations and everything that the municipalities right across the world are doing. So again, focusing on some of the new people coming in, it is absolutely important that we get some of this new blood so that they can see, because again, everybody's in their own little island. And like as you were talking about earlier, Marty was saying, and you were saying it as well, that the networking that was happening at this event, and usually the networking is pretty good. But last year's event, the venue that we were at and the venue that we're going to be at for 2025 here, again, everybody getting to see that from the perspective from the small little municipality going, wow, look what we just got to see. And to know that the people in the industry, we're here for them. And people need to understand, like, you get themselves trapped into this little world and little bubble of going, well, I don't know what I can do past this point. But having that ability to get out and see all these different facilities and meet all these different people, and how we are basically not necessarily a family, but we're a team here to help everybody. So I just kind of wanted to jump in on that portion of it, because it is very important that we start seeing some of this new generation coming in and taking advantage of this technology.
And Brad, anything to add to that? Anyone else that you think should be partaking in this event in October?
Well, being in the U.S., Marty, is, as you know, in Canada, the facilities are more municipal run. It's a lot different the way that they run the buildings in Canada versus the U.S. So I think going over the border and learning from other people on the private sector on how they run their buildings is going to be very valuable for people in Canada. Because, I mean, let's be honest, it's very heavily tax driven buildings where they're subsidized by the cities, where in the U.S. they're running them like a business. So I think it's going to be very beneficial for the Canadian the Canadian people to go over the border and learn from the U.S. people to bring back.
Could you imagine you came back and said, hey, this is how we can increase our revenue at this building to the municipality?
Yeah.
We're going to have presentations on that, like increasing revenue and how to, it's just tips on running a better ice rink business. I mean, a lot of them don't make a lot of money, but if you could make money for your municipality, I mean, you're solving an issue there.
And technology is fast approaching daily in our lives, specifically in our industry, as you both know. It's an opportunity, as you said, for them to engage in the new technology that can allow them to generate more revenue from an ROI standpoint, which is certainly informative from last year's event, from the breakouts that you speak of, Dave, that people are attending. Yeah. So let's talk about special guests. I want to go back to last year, the feedback that I received from people that attended that talk with Kevin Lowe, former defenseman with the Edmonton Oilers. I mean, let's talk about that, guys. The feedback that I received and the laughter and the insight that Kevin shared with the audience. Maybe you can talk about that. And I'm sorry to put you on the spot, Dave, Brad. But any possibility of you can share who might be the guest speaker for this coming up event? And don't say Gritty.
It's not. Well, Gritty's going to be there.
Nice.
Got that. But we are honing in on a Flyers great. Haven't decided who's going to be yet, but that is going to be part of it. As you know, you're right, Marty. I mean, Kevin Lowe. I mean, I remember being a little kid in front of the TV asking my parents if I could just stay up for one more period, and here I am sitting beside him, and he was so awesome. He stayed around for anybody and everybody that wanted to talk to him, sign something, and I think that he first class. Like, I mean, really, really awesome. And then having Dan Craig to the other side. Yeah. And those guys bantering back and forth with these stories, I mean, it was incredible. So yeah, for sure, we're going to have a Philadelphia Flyer there. We're going to be over in the stadium. We're going to have a fireside chat, and yeah, like it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. I don't know who it's going to be at the party. Yeah,
nice. So maybe we can talk about deadlines when people need to book by. Are there any deadlines, gentlemen, that people need to pay attention to from a hotel standpoint? Where are we at from capacity? Are the rooms still available? Is it closing fast? What are we talking about, guys?
Yeah, like we're out of the gate now. Like, I mean, the first year when we did in Halifax, it was a little slower out of the gate because people didn't know what it was. We're 25% full right now. But last year we sold out. So we had to turn probably about 50 to 75 people away last year at the very end who want to book at the last minute, right? So that becomes a bit of a challenge. As you know, with their innovation ticket, it's all inclusive, right? I know what it's like for municipalities sometimes with all the expenses. So your flight, your food, your accommodation is all covered. As well too is we're pretty flexible. Like if you want to stay a couple of extra days, we won't cover the hotel. But Philadelphia, like for those who haven't been there, is an extremely historical city, and they've got some really, really neat things there that I would encourage most to take a couple of extra days and do some exploring. And we end on the Friday. So half a day on Friday, you're free to go. You spend Saturday there and grab a couple of your buddies from the conference and go see the sites. So there's a lot going on there. So anyways, we are 25% of the way there. I do believe that now, since the budgets are passed, we'll probably end up being full pretty quickly. We're expecting about 150 guests there, similar to last year. And so we're in a good spot right now. So go onto the website and buy while you can would be my recommendation.
Right. Let's talk about the website. Brad, share the website with the audience. Where do they go to sign up for Innovation 2025 in Philadelphia?
They can just Google it, basically. Google Innovation 2025.
Okay.
Or they could reach out to Brad, but go ahead, Brad.
No, it's just, like Dave said, Innovation Day. You can just Google it. It's pretty easy to click on that and log in. Everything's right there. You just fill in your information and sign up. Yeah, if you do have any questions, just reach out to myself or Dave, and we can guide them in any way that way. So. And
we are giving certificates again, like last year, for any training that you attend at our event, so you can take that back for your municipality, your owner, to see the value.
Nice. And folks that are listening to this podcast, we're going to put a link on the podcast when it goes out, and you'll be able to click on that link to be able to tag you right to the Innovation Day 2025 website and sign up for the event, which is happening October 16th to 17th in Philadelphia. Pennsylvania. And let's chat a little bit more, if we can, a little bit about IRMA. Maybe you can talk, Dave and Brad, about IRMA and let the audience know what that acronym stands for and who's a part of that.
Yeah, so IRMA, the International Rink Manufacturing Association, was formed a couple of years ago. Zamboni, Jet Ice, Athletica, and CIMCO. And this has been a really, really pleasant surprise for me on how similar our organizations are. And Chris was just talking about helping, and that's at the heart of this. We are looking to support the other associations, the great municipal associations across Canada and the United States that serve all of the rinks. We're looking to enhance that, and we're looking to provide a higher standard for the industry and to come together. I mean, with the reach that we have amongst the four companies globally. I talk to all of the companies on a regular basis, and we all know people, and we're able to connect, and we're able to provide value. And I think that's at the essence of the association. We're really growing quite a bit in regards to our recognition within the industry, and we have all the similar values. So I think that's what I'm excited about. And this has been, like, the past couple of years have been the best couple of years of my career since coming together with these other organizations. I just really get so much joy from it, from connecting with the staff members and just talking about ice rinks. I just love it so much, right? I just love talking about it, helping, innovating, and connecting. And so this is sort of the cherry on top, the whole innovation conference.
Yeah, and I think I would be fair in saying that we're blessed what we get to do, because we get to pay it forward every day to those that are our audience, to wherever their bar is today. We raise the bar for them from an educational standpoint, from a network standpoint, from an understanding standpoint, because what they're trying to do is deliver the best quality product to their customers, to the public, and hopefully we can help them do that. So yeah, great feedback on that. Brad, anything to add to that?
No, I mean, Marty, we've been in this industry a long time, you and I, right? And there's a lot of times we pick up the phone and call each other when we have customers in need, whether it's Zamboni questions or CIMCO questions and Athletica questions. Like it's really nice to be able to have this this group started so that we can provide assistance to our customers. Because at the end of the day, like Dave said, we just want to help our customers provide a better product for their user groups. And not be in a situation where there's an emergency breakdown. I mean, you've been in those situations too, where your customer calls you and it's a 911, and you it's just nice to be able to provide that assistance and help when needed. So
yeah, and rightfully so, Brad. I mean, it's just, again, what you're saying in a different way, but definitely it's just helping people to be better at what they're trying to do, because they show passion. And it's if we instill and mirror that, it's a win-win for everybody, and the customer wins at the end of the day. So, gentlemen, I want to thank you both for attending and sharing your thoughts regarding Innovation Day 2025 and what the audience can expect. I want to thank our listeners for taking the opportunity to spend some time and listen to another Ask the Zamboni Experts podcast. If you have a question for one of our experts or an idea for a future episode, please email your question or request to info@zamboni.com. And for more info and additional podcast episodes, please visit zamboni.com/podcasts or search Ask the Zamboni Experts on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. This is Marty Elliott, your host, along with our guests, and we wish you an ice day.